Hey, it's Mike. I'm back. Gonna do another one of these vinyl tags for 2024. The first one I did a week ago, it was for Rob Walker's vinyl tag. And this one is the alternate vinyl tag that was put out by Stunty from StuntrockConfusion. I'll put a link to his channel and the video down below. So he has 13 questions. These are all different or mostly different than the Rob Walker version. So I thought I'd try this out. I get to show some different things. A couple of them I think I skipped because I wasn't really sure how to answer them, and not sure really I have any records in my collection to do for those questions. So I'll still talk about the questions. I'm not going to show something for those. But anyway, let's start off with this vinyl tag. He's got 13 questions, like I said. The first one, show the longest vinyl record quest you finally got in 2023. So there's a few records that I've been looking for, kind of my holy grail kind of list, on my want list or whatever, of records that I'd like to find that are just out of print or really expensive, hard to find, so on and so forth. And I got one of those quests were fulfilled this past year in 2023, and that was the first album, the self-titled EP mini album by the band Scratch Acid. This is the band that preceded Jesus Lizard, and I show a lot of Jesus Lizard, but I don't show a lot of Scratch Acid because they only put out 3 records essentially, and this is the first one, 8-song mini LP, and it's fantastic from start to finish. Recording is excellent. Sound quality, this is an original on Radiohead Records. Sound quality is great. Really happy to have this in my collection. So Scratch Acid, self-titled mini LP. Yeah, that was my big grail, I think, for the year 2023. Next one, show the best deal you got in 2023. Well, I've already discussed one of them. I found a copy of New Order Substance, the limited colored vinyl edition. I grabbed for just over 30 bucks at the local weird record store in our mall. So I didn't have to pay $25 to have it shipped from the UK, and I don't know, saved me a lot of money. So 30 bucks for that bad boy. Very happy to have that. Also, I didn't mention when I was I don't know, looking on Facebook or whatever, somebody there's a record collector page that I belong to or that I follow, and they just put out all kinds of various nonsense about record collecting. Well, a guy posted on there, and he posted a picture of this box set, and he said that if you go on Amazon right now, it's like half price, and it was even marked down before that half price. So I think normally it was around like 80 bucks retail when it first came out, and then Amazon had it for 50, and then for this sale, whatever, for however long it went on, it was only 25 bucks. So I picked up this 3 record set, Prince and the Revolution live, Purple Rain live. I got this box set for 25 bucks in tax, so that was a pretty sweet deal too. Let's see, couldn't pass it. Let's see. Number 3, show a record from a brand new band you got in 2023. Well, I had to kind of cheat on this a little bit because I really didn't buy anything in the year 2023 that was from a brand new band. But there was a band that I saw on other people's channels, and I listened to it, loved it, ordered it, but the record didn't come in until after the new year, by the time I finally received it. I just got it yesterday. It just came in the mail yesterday, and it was delivered to my neighbor. So the neighbor was nice enough to walk it over and give it to me on Sunday. So this is a brand new band, meaning that they have a debut album that just came out in 2023, but they've been around for years, apparently. I didn't know anything about them. And I'll discuss how I found out about this band in a future question on this list, but I'll just show this is the brand new band. It's a band called Drag, D-R-A-A-G. I don't know if you've seen this on anybody's top lists for 2023. I saw it on two vinyl channels that I watch regularly. They both showed this album on their list, their top of 2023 list. And I decided to give it a listen because it was very intriguing, the way they described it, and it was a home run. It's such a fantastic album. I think if I had discovered this back in 2023, it would have been on my top list for sure, probably in the top 1, 2, or 3 position. I just absolutely love this album. So they're like a shoegazy kind of dream poppy kind of band, kind of a little bit of like the softer My Bloody Valentine. And they remind me a little bit of like early Lush, like the early EP Lush before Spooky came out. I love this album. So this is a brand new band, Drag. This album, I'll never remember its name. Dark Fire Heresy is the name of the album. So fantastic. It's not easy to find this album. I found a copy on Discogs for like $50, and that was a little high. And then I found it in another place for just $25. And they have it on their Bandcamp now, which I didn't realize. You can order it through their Bandcamp. It's just going to take a little bit longer to get than where I got it off of eBay, and it came to me pretty quick. But in the $25 range on Bandcamp as well. So anyway, Drag, love it. Brand new band for me. And I'll mention them again, actually, in just a minute on this other question. So I'm going to set this record over there, and it's going to slide right off my table. Let's see, the next one. Show a record people would be surprised that I got in 2023. Well, I don't give a shit what people think. I have always liked Enya, and Courtney likes Enya. And so I went and bit the bullet and ordered this off of Amazon, this Best Of collection, which I'd never heard the Best Of. I had only heard their Watermark album way back when I was in college. All the cool kids were listening to Enya. I know some people don't think it's very cool, but I enjoy the music. I'll admit it. I enjoy Enya. So I got that. I got the Watermark album on vinyl this past year, and I got... This is all stuff, these Watermark and then this early album called The Colts. I had both of these, I think, on cassette back in my college days. So anyway, yeah, I dig it. I'm not afraid to admit it. Let's see, show a release you got in 2023 thanks to the VC. And again, I'll pull up this Drag album again. This one was recommended by the Rando Channel, Rando on his Rando Channel. That's the first place I saw this. On his top records of 2023, he showed this. I think it was his top or near the very top of his list. And with good reason. Fantastic album. And then also on Hanna's channel, the Omaha Introvert, she showed this on her top list, and it was pretty high up too. I think it was number 2 on her list. She highly recommended this album, and I let them both know that they've turned me on to this band because I'm absolutely obsessed with this record. I listened to it constantly. I was streaming it constantly, and now I've got it on vinyl. And I got tickets, so I'm going to go see them in May. They're coming through Phoenix, opening for another band, but I'm just really happy I'll get to see them live. I also downloaded, they have 2 6-song EPs on Bandcamp that came out before this album, totally different songs. So there's 12 more songs out there that you can download of theirs. They released them on cassette too, but the cassettes are sold out. So the only way you can get them is digital download off of their Bandcamp. And it's really good music as well. So anyway, Drag, I'll stop talking about them, at least for now. I'll go into more detail about that record on a future Vinyl Finds. Show a record that you got in your teens and upgraded to vinyl in 2023. Well, this is an album when I was in high school. I had the cassette and I would take it to like school, and I had my little Walkman, and I would listen to this in study hall very covertly, because I would get my Walkman taken away if I was found out. But the Colts album, love their second studio album. Love this album. Finally got it on vinyl this past year in 2023. They did a reissue. Beggar's Banquet, or I think it was Beggar's Banquet, did a reissue of this on on vinyl. So I'm so happy to have a copy of this now. It was really kind of hard to find and kind of expensive up until this past year. Next one, show a favorite album cover or album sleeve or whatever that you got in 2023. Well, I got a couple of them that I really enjoyed. This is Sit Down for Dinner by Blonde Redhead, their most recent album that just came out last year. And I believe this painting, it's like a watercolor type painting done by Kazu, who's the singer guitarist for the band Blonde Redhead. So I really enjoyed this album cover and like the labels. She looks like she painted the label artwork as well. So I think that's really nice as far as a contribution to the record cover world. Also this one, Slow Dive, I've shown it a million times. What is this called? I always forget the name of this. Everything is Alive. God, how can I not remember these titles? I'm so freaking brain dead. But anyway, Slow Dive's latest album, my favorite album of the year. Everything is Alive, and I love the artwork on this album cover. It just, to me, it's, as a graphic designer myself, it just flows really nice. It's got a really nice look. I love the texture. I love the kind of how it's like a print, like it was just like a print laid down rather than drawn this way. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. It looks like a stamp print, and it's just beautiful. It's like in this gold on it's really nice quality paper. Slow Dive, Everything is Alive. I gotta remember the name of that freaking album. Next one, number 8, show a band that you wish didn't release an album in 2023. Well, I'm not going to hate on a band for releasing an album for whatever reason. And I wouldn't own that album if it was something that I didn't want released. I wouldn't own a copy, so I have nothing to show. So I just skipped that one. Show a record you got as a gift. This past year, well, I got a couple of these. I'll point out, Courtney got me these. I believe these are birthdays. She buys me records on a fairly frequent occasions, so I'm pretty sure this is my birthday, though. Kate Bush's Never Forever, and the Cardigans, Gran Turismo. I believe I got both of those for my birthday this past year. So anyway, excellent gifts, excellent records. Let's see, the next one. Name a VC channel that showed a record in 2023 that you are jealous of. Well, anytime anybody shows like My Bloody Valentine stuff that I don't have, I'm always jealous of those. I know Hanna shows some things that I don't, like the Glider 12-inch I don't have, and I think she's got the Tremolo 12-inch that I don't have. Any one of these I'll show. This is a CD collection of their EP work. Any one of these on 12-inch vinyl I would love to have. So anytime anybody shows these, I'm jealous of those people, and I think Hanna has at least a couple of these. I'd love to have those. I've got Loveless on analog. I've got it on digital. I've got the plain recording version, and I've got a bootleg that's on colored vinyl. But I would love to have the original. So anybody who has like an original on Creation, genuine original release of My Bloody Valentine's Loveless, I'm jealous of those people. There's a guy who I saw on Rachel's Ghost stream. He shows up every once in a while, shaved head dude, and he's got like everything that you could think of by My Bloody Valentine. And I forget his name. I looked to see if I had subscribed to him, but I couldn't find it. So I'm not sure what his channel's called. If I find it, I'll post it on here. But he's got like literally everything on vinyl by My Bloody Valentine, and I'm jealous. Let's see, the next one. Show a record you bought because of a credit or connection that is not the main artist. I can't even wrap my head around that question, so I'm not really sure. I skipped that one, sorry. Number 12, artists that you hope to see a new album or reissue in 2024. Well, I've got every Mazzy Star album except for the first one, She Hangs Brightly. So I hope that they reissue that one. I used to see it in the record stores like a few years ago, and I just passed on it because I thought, oh, I'll get that another time. and then it disappeared like they always do. And now it's really expensive, hard to find. But She Hangs Brightly by Mazzy Star, I'd love to get a copy of that. Also, Massive Attack's 100th Window. I'd love to have this on vinyl. It's ridiculously expensive. It's like a 3-record set, and it's like goes for like $300 minimum, pretty much. And I'm just not going to fork out money for that. But I love this album. It's, along with Mezzanine, it's my favorite of the Massive Attack albums. So I'd love to get that on vinyl someday. And then also any of the Sundays. I've got Sundays on CD, and I've never owned them on vinyl. These two particular albums, Blind, I would also like to have that, but I'd really like to have these two, Reading, Writing, Arithmetic, and Static and Silence. I'd really love to have these Sunday's albums on vinyl. I know that Hannah mentioned she got a vinyl reissue recently, but I totally missed the boat on that. I didn't even know that that happened, and now the price is jacked way up again, people trying to resell those reissues. And I'll just wait again for another reissue. So the last question, number 13, show a band that you want to spend more time with, investigating and listening to in 2024. Well, there's a few, I guess. I've always wanted to get into the later stuff of Sonic Youth. I really only listened to their early stuff up until this album. And then anything after Daydream Nation. I used to have Goo, and I really wasn't a fan of Goo. So that's when I kind of dropped off from listening to anything after that from Sonic Youth. And I'd really like to give some of their later stuff another listen, give it another try. Meat Beat Manifesto, I really love them, and their vinyl's really hard to find. They were supposed to be putting out reissues this past year, and then those just disappeared. They were announced, they were posted, I ordered them, and then the orders were canceled, and they're out of stock. They don't exist, so I guess it just fell through. But I listened to their early stuff up until Subliminal Sandwich, and then everything after that, I'd like to listen to those albums and get into some of their later, more instrumental stuff. I've heard some of it and it's really good, but I just like to listen to it more. The Cure, like their later stuff, I stopped listening to them at Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, I think was the last album that I ever owned of theirs. And I know like people swear by Disintegration that that's their best album, but I still think that this is their best album, The Head on the Door. But I'd like to start listening to some of the later Cure stuff and getting into that stuff, because I really don't know it that well. Same with Radiohead. Every album after this album, Amnesiac, I stopped listening to Radiohead or buying their music at this point. And so albums like Hail to the Thief and Rainbows, I really don't know those albums at all, so I'd like to start listening to that stuff. Yeah, so Dead Can Dance, I really don't know Into the Labyrinth and this one, what is it called, Spirit Chaser. I really don't listen to these albums very much as well. I listen to the early stuff, everything up until, I don't know, The Serpent's Egg, I think, is the last great album by them, and then it just kind of falls off. But I'd like to get into their later stuff of Dead Can Dance, and also their solo work of Brendan and Lisa. I really don't know that stuff very well. And then last but not least, XTC. I only listen really to the albums from English Settlement on, and I don't know the early stuff. I've been buying the records when I find them, and I've been collecting them, but I really don't listen to them much or know them that well, and I'd really like to get into some early XTC, and yeah, just enjoy the early stuff. So I think that's my list. That's all of it there. Thanks, Stunty, for putting out this list, the alternate list, and I'll put the links to all the different channels that I mentioned down below. And y'all have a great holiday weekend, and I love you. Thank you for watching my videos, and thank you for supporting me, and I'll see you all later. Bye.